Yes, friends, we are continuing. It's present perfect, simple, and perfect continuous. I guess we have already learned about them, but this time we will learn in more detail and we will compare and contrast where to use, how to use present perfect, simple, and continuous. First, we are starting with page 37 and exercise A. We are matching sentences from 1 to 4 with the uses of the present perfect, simple and continuous. Aşağıdaki 4 cümleyi kullanımlarıyla eşleştirelim. Kitaptan da takip edebilirsiniz arkadaşlar. 1. The first sentence. You have been playing tennis since you were a child. Which usage? Hangi kullanımı? Usage B. To talk about an activity that started in the past and is still continuing. Hala devam ediyor. You have been playing. For example, we have been baking since this morning. So I use present perfect continuous. 2. I have also read the book. So it is to talk about the recent completed action. Like I've lost my glasses. Henüz bitmiş, tamamlanmış actionlar için present perfect kullandım. 3. I have been thinking a lot about this recently. Be careful with recently. Hangi kullanım? Which usage is an example of which usage? To talk about recent activity which continued for a while, which may or may not still be continuing. Bitmiş olabilir, olmayabilir. Ama kısa bir zamandır tekrarlanan. I've been reading a lot of good books lately. Recently, it's like nowadays. 4. I've lived in Kenya myself. So, which usage is it? The example of to talk about an experience some unspecified time in your life. Like, you are not giving the time. Zamanı vermediniz. If we give time, what happens? It happens for a past simple. Past simple olur değil mi? He has climbed Mountain Everest. But when? We don't know. So, it's present perfect. So let's review the usages of present perfect. We have already done so many times, but again, do you remember the grammatical explanation of it? Have or has plus verb 3. For verb 3 list, you have a list on your book at the very back pages of your book. You can review the regular verbs, but if it is regular verb 2 and verb 3, aynıydı zaten verb 2, verb 3. Eğer regularsa. Where do I use present perfect simple? 1. To talk about experiences, sorry, without saying when they happened. You are not giving a specific time. You just say, I've taken proficiency exam 4 times in my life. 4 times, but when, I don't say it. Söylemiyorum. 2. For experiences during any present period of time. So it is like, what have you learned so far this year? You are still in this year. Hala oyun içerisindesin. So it means it hasn't finished yet. So present period of time. How many books have you read during the quarantine time? So quarantine time is still continuing. Hala devam ediyor. With superlatives, my girlfriend is the nicest person I have ever met after the best place I have ever seen. Okay. And the other usage for recent completed actions which have a result in the present. So the action has been completed, but the result is obvious. Or okay, how can we say? Can be observed. Görülebiliyor result. Oh no, I've broken my leg. So you can see the result. Ve sonucunu görebiliyorsun present'ta. With already just done yet. I have already done the shopping. I have just put the food in the oven, but I haven't laid the table yet. So, where do I use already and just? Already and just before verb 3, then. Önce, I sometimes use already with the questions. Have you already finished your homework? It is like surprise. Bitirdin mi çoktan? It is like sometimes in questions, but generally in positive sentences. And for yet, I use yet in negative sentences. And have you done it yet? It is like henüz in questions also you can use yet. Okay, the other usages of present perfect simple with how many, how much, and how often to talk about experiences. How many videos have you watched? It is like in the present perfect simple, our focus is like how many, how much, how often üzerine. Genelde bu soruların cevaplarında biz present perfect veriyoruz gibi. Bu zamana kadar ne kadar sorusunun cevabı gibi. Buna odaklanıyoruz. Sometimes we talk about how long with state verbs. With for or since kullanıyoruz. Genelde in general we don't answer how long questions with present perfect. Present perfect de değil de present perfect continuous da genelde how long sorularının cevapları ama eğer state verbs'te if the verbs are state verbs it means I can't use them in continuous tenses like present continuous, past continuous, and perfect continuous, present perfect continuous. So I have to use present perfect. For what? I have known them for years. Normally, I want to say I have been knowing, but I can't say. Why? Because know is state verb. But I haven't seen them. See also as a state verb. So I have to use them with present perfect. I'm continuing. We use the present perfect continuous. Okay, when a recently completed action has a result now. Present perfect'te çok benzeyen bir kullanım var. I will explain the difference between these two. She started because she has been training hard. So, she has been training hard. It has finished or hasn't finished. Doesn't matter. It says recently completed possible and she started. You can see it. The other usage describe to tell repeated activities which started recently, nowadays. Like, I have been doing it for 15 days. 15 gündür yapıyorum. Yapmaktayım. Ve sürekli yapmaya çalışıyorum son zamanlarda. I use present perfect continuous. I have been going to the gym a lot recently. I have been reading different books in the morning nowadays because normalde sabahları okuyamıyordum ama recently nowadays bu aralar I have been doing it diyebilirim. Today to talk about unfinished activities. Yes, unfinished activities present perfect continuous kullanımı için using how long and for instance since except for what state verbs. State verbs nerede kullanıyorum? Present perfect. Present perfect continuous tam olarak how long sorusunun cevabı gibi düşünülebilir. We have been walking since the sun came up. How long have you been walking since the sun came up? How long have you been studying in Muğla University since the last September? Like this. So, how can I formulate the present perfect continuous? Are you with a have or you can contract it, shorten it with you, apostrophe we, he, she, it has an apostrophe s and being, you see here, and verb plus ing. Okay. Present perfect simple'da, perfect continuous'da henüz yeni bitmiş ve sonucu şu an görülen durumlarda kullanabilirim dedim. Peki ikisi arasında nasıl karar vereceğim? Okay, both present perfect and perfect continuous are used for finished actions. Have a present result, but what about the difference then? Okay, the difference is often used to talk about different kinds of results in the present. It's a little bit, how can I say, controversial, karıştırılabilir, kafa karıştırıcı birazcık. The present perfect simple is used when the action is finished and the results come from the action being finished. What does it mean? Let's see from the examples. I have eaten dinner, so let's go out. Yeah, something has finished. We are doing another thing, right? She has done all her homework, so she can relax this evening. So, what is important here? She has done, she has finished something. I have made a cake, would you like some? So, bitirdi, bu. I finished it, let's do something. I finished it, I do something. Like, yeah, I have finished, and it is nothing to do with the thing I have finished. But what about the present perfect continuous? The present perfect continuous is used when the results come from the action itself. Now, what does that mean? It doesn't matter if the whole action is finished or not, the results are something we can see, hear, smell, or feel. So, the result types are different. For example, I have been eating dinner, so there are plates all over the table. So, something has finished, and you can see the things I have finished here. görüp duyabildiğiniz şeyler, bir şey bittikten sonra direkt olarak etkilendiğiniz şeyler. She has been doing her homework, so she started. Direkt etkisi olan, bitirmenizde, görebildiğiniz, duyabildiğiniz, hissedebildiğiniz. I have been making a cake, that's why the kitchen's such a mess. So very related to thing which has finished. It can be a little bit complex, but you will learn and understand in time by seeing different examples. Now we are going to page 139. Yes, let me go to for extra exercise, present, perfect, simple, or continuous. The first exercise says what? What are the most likely combinations? Match the sentence out. Yarım cümleleri en uygun şekilde tamamlayıp kontrol edeceğim şimdi. 1A. 1A. I'm really proud of myself because I have built a wall in my garden. 2 is B, then B1. I'm exhausted because I have been building a wall in my garden. What is the difference between these two sentences? Bu iki cümle arasındaki farkı aslında açıklarsak perfect ve perfect continuous farkını da anlayabiliriz. Bir tanesi in 1A and 2 house we can see one action has finished and I have something related, but it is like something else I'm talking about. Başka bir şeyle ilgili konuşuyorum. But in the 2, the 1 match, like I'm exhausted because I have been building a wall in my garden. It's present perfect continuous olduğunda it is direct because of the action. Action'ın yarattığı bir sonuç oluyor. The action created a result with present perfect continuous. Let's see 3. 3A1. They have been on holiday 3 times this year. So present perfect because it says this year. This year hasn't finished yet. Maybe they will go on another holiday. And for B2, they have been going on holiday to the same place for 20 years. So it is like present continuous. Hala gitmekte, maybe, and they will go on maybe another time. And 5A1. I have written 6 emails already. Zaten I can use already only with present perfect'te kullanabiliyorum. And 6B2. I have been writing emails all morning. Bütün bir sabah e-mail yazdım. It may either have finished or not. Bitmiş de olabilir e-mail, bitmemiş de olabilir. Ama hala etkisi duruyorsa perfect continuous diyebilirim. 7A. She has been playing a lot of tennis recently. Yeni başlanmış ve sürekli olan action'larda it is like newly started and doing like regularly, recently. I can understand it from recent. I use present perfect continuous. And 8B1, she has played tennis twice this week. This week, played tennis twice. So genelde arkadaşlar, I can say if I answer the question of how many times or how much, how many books, for example, I answer it with present perfect. If I say for 20 years, since this, and if it's still continuous, and if the answer is, if the question is like how long, I generally prefer present perfect continuous. Okay, I'm skipping to part B. Tick the correct sentences and correct the mistakes. Doğru cümleleri işaretleyelim, yanlış cümleleri düzeltelim. O zaman doğru cümleleri söyleyelim. 3, I'm starting with 3. Have you ever been sailing? Okay. So, how many, how much, have you ever sorularını present perfect'le cevaplayacağım. O zaman it is not correct. Have you ever been sailing? Not correct, but it says correct. Yanlış yazılmış herhalde. Bu is not correct. Devam edelim. Bakalım 4. We have been giving 3 presentations this week. We have given olmalı. Çünkü yani how many'nin sorusunun cevabı present perfect de olmalı. 5. This room has been empty since our son left home. Correct. Yes. Has been empty. Zaten has been being gibi bir şey olamaz. Perfect continuous olamaz. 6. I have been watching a lot of films lately. Maybe too many. It's correct because bu zamanlar, bu aralar, it is like nowadays. Repeatedly, I use present perfect continuous. 7. I haven't been hearing that old song since I was a child. Here. Is the state verb? Yes. Duymak arkadaşlar state verb'de. O yüzden I can't use continuous. It's continuous. I have to say I haven't heard present perfect'le kullanmam gerekiyor. And 8. Those people have been calling me 5 times today. Bu zamana kadar 5 defa aradı. So it is like how many times, how much, how many did you do? I use present perfect'i kullanıyorum dedim. Have called olmalıydı, present perfect olmalıydı. Arkadaşlar 3 yanlış yazılmış. Dediğim gibi have you ever been sailing? Have you ever sailed daha güzel olurdu burada. Ama şu şekilde düşünmüşler. Yani have you ever been sailing'i mesela bir aktivite olarak vermiş. Hiç sailing'de bulundun mu? Şey gibi instead of have you ever been to Europe gibi düşünmüş. Yani have you ever sailed daha güzel olurdu. Would be better in this case. But it says it is correct. But if we think it like them, onlar gibi düşün. Yes, it is correct. I'm continuing with part C. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in brackets. Use the present perfect, simple or perfect continuous. Parantez içindeki fiilleri kişilere göre çekimleyeceğiz. Present perfect ya da perfect continuous olduğuna karar vereceğiz. Bakalım. 2. Can you hurry up? We have been waiting for ages. Why it is like for ages ne demek arkadaşlar? It is like a exaggeration of something. Bir şeyin abartılmışı. Yıllardır beklemiyorsun bir şey. It is like for a long time actually. It's like an idiom. Böyle bir deyim gibi bir şey. Have been waiting olmasının sebebi de hala. It says we are still waiting. Can you hurry up? It's like continuing. Eğer continuing hala devam ediyorsa present perfect continuous. 3. How long? So it is like, have you been studying? Yeah, teacher, you would ask it from the past year. I remember they were always asking, hocam, maybe she or he became a doctor, and after he or she became the doctor, the question comes to him. Eğer arkadaşlar bu üçte eğer bir doktora ne kadar çalıştın doktor olmak için diye sorarsanız o zaman present perfect daha iyi olur. Yani burası biraz şaibeli bu. Have you been studying? Hala okuyorsa ya da işte tam bitirdiyse arkadaşlar yani son senesinde, son ayındaysa belki bu doğru olabilir. Let's imagine this question is like the doctor candidate is in the last month of the university and we are asking this question. It is like they were in the end of the learning process, study process, and they haven't become a real doctor yet. So we can say present perfect continuous. Have we been studying? 4. She all day, I think she is angry with me. So all day she hasn't said anything. So it is like until now. 5. Clean the car yet? Where do I use yet with present perfect? Have you cleaned the car yet? And 6, your eyes are red. So I can see the result. Direkt result'ı görüyorum ve bu result bir eylemin direkt sonucu. O zaman present perfect continuous. Have you been crying? No, I have been chopping onions. Çok güzel. Tam Türk filmlerindeki gibi sadece gözüme soğan kaçtı. Okay guys, let's continue. We are in Part 3, listening part now. Listening'lerin hepsini yapamıyoruz arkadaşlar ama mümkün değil. Zaten burada da yaptığımız listening aktivitelerde de verdiğimiz alıştırmalarda çok fazla listening var. Çok mühim olan şeyleri ben buraya alıyorum. Don't worry. Read this conversation from part 2 listening, so you don't hear the listening and no need to hear this one. How does Becky return to the original topic of the conversation? Tell the expression she uses. So what will I use? Learn here, keeping to the topic of the conversation. Okay, sometimes some people always try to come to the point they want to come. For example, you are telling something, bir şey anlatırsın, but the other person always wants to change the subject matter. Kitchen of the last week we talked about that. But this time you are trying to keep turn to the original topic. So how do you say it? Let's see an example from the conversation of Becky and Tom. So when are you going to tell your friends about your promotion? Promotion is like terfi in Turkish. So you are getting a higher title in your workplace, for example. You are getting, okay, like jumping the ladder of the career. And at the weekend, I think we are seeing them on Saturday. Remember? Oh, yes, anyway, as I was saying about Tessa, yes, your classmate. So the topic, okay, Becky is trying to turn to the original topic, saying, anyway, as I was saying, ne diyordum in Turkish. So, how can you do it with more expressions? Which expressions we can use to keep to the topic of the conversation? Değiştirmemek için, conversation topiğine bağlı kalmak için neler kullanabiliriz? As I was saying, to go back to my homework hocam, to get back to the classes, just getting back to my salary, as we were saying diyebiliriz. And bunu how can we sound it more natural? Nasıl daha natural yapabiliriz konuşma sırasında? What will I add? Before önüne mesela so, as I was saying, actually, as we were saying, nowadays the economic situation is really bad. So please pay my debt, pay your debt, borcunu öde diyebilirsiniz ya da oh, as I was saying, anyway, just getting back to the idea diyebilirsiniz. Daha doğal durabilir bu şekilde. Okay, we are continuing. Becky and Tom make careful suggestions to each other. Careful suggestion, page 39. What does making careful suggestion means? Okay, if you are friends and if the topic is like going out to somewhere, you can just say, why don't we go to this club and why don't we go to this party? But it's easy. But if the subject matter is sensitive, hassas bir konuysa, you should be careful while explaining your idea or suggesting something. Okay, let's see apart from their conversation. Yine Becky ve Tom, I think they are talking about their wedding plan, so it's the sensitive matter. Biraz hassas bir konu. Becky said we could always invite them to do even introduction. But don't you agree that it would be easier not to invite them? It is like, look careful. Don't you agree that it would be easier not to invite them? So it is like a little bit more complex, biraz daha kompleks bir yapı, biraz daha careful olmaz mı acaba, biraz daha tereddütlü, hesitant, because the matter is important. So, look at these examples of careful suggestions. You will see. Match the examples to the correct uses below. So, the examples can show two. One, putting forward an idea carefully, or asking the other person to give their point of view. So, in which one you are putting your idea carefully, düşünceni söylüyorsun. In which ones you will see you are asking for the other people's ideas very carefully. Çok dikkatli bir şekilde soruyorsun. Let's see. One. Hey, don't you think it's a good idea to? It is like düşünmüyor musun? It is like asking, huh? So, you're asking the other person to give their point of view. Normalde careful olmasa is it a good idea diyebilirsiniz. How does it sound if we go to the other shop? Okay, if we plan another time, do our plan another time, it is like asking the other person to give their point of view. See, another idea might be to have a picnic with her. It is like you are saying your idea, putting forward an idea. Öne sürüyorsun bir fikri. Yes. And the I think maybe we should böyle yapsak belki. Very careful. Bak maybe'ler falan var. Hesitant. So putting forward an idea very carefully. Okay. And I thought maybe we could belki, I thought maybe we could düşündüm is like putting forward an idea carefully. So where will you need this? For example, if you are talking to Rashida, you have to use this careful suggestion because she is your superior, she is your instructor, or also if you go to the Erasmus projects and somewhere to a foreign country, you may want to use this in the classroom environment with the professors or instructors. Okay, now making careful suggestions, correct the careful suggestions. Some suggestions here are mistaken. Let's see one. Another idea might to be booking through, might to be. Two, don't you think a good idea to invite more, a good idea? No. Three, maybe I thought we could. Let's correct them. First one, another idea might be to book instead of might to be booking. Two, don't you think it would be a good idea to invite more? Don't you think a good idea it would exist? It is missing here. And three, I thought maybe we could get married at home. Maybe I thought we could get. If you say maybe I thought dersin şöyle bir şey oluyor. Belki düşündüm. Düşündüm belki de demeniz gerekiyor. For how does it sound? We only have how does it sound if we only have a small cake? So be careful with these one word'larda karşınıza çıkabilir. So skills for